Good afternoon, everyone. So, by the way, I am Jeradene Cuizon and welcome to my class. So, for today's video, we will tackle about English grammar. If you want to know English grammar, so here are the things that you need to do. So, what is grammar? So, grammar, it is the analysis in the structure of language that has a heavy concepts. Grammar is important because it provides information that helps the reader's comprehension. It is the structures that conveys precise meaning from the writer to the audience. Eliminate grammatical errors from your writing and reward your readers with clear communication. When we talk about grammar, it basically talks about the five components, which are the English usage, which is focused on plural and constructions, things like that. Then, the punctuation, which is very familiar to us. Then, the capitalization, the sentence analysis, and of course, the part of speech. How to teach grammar. So, in grammar lessons, we should analyze the five components as well as how it relates to all the rest. So, let's talk about what will be the need and how to do that. You will have two things that you will need to do. So first, is straightforward explanation to your grammar concepts of your studying. Then second, passages with living books for practice. What are the things that you need to do? So for each grammar concepts that you want to cover, you must walk 3 steps. So here are the steps. So first, whenever possible, guide your students to absorb the concept for himself in passages and living books. Encourage students to look for pattern, then encourage them to cope up within their own understanding. Second, present straightforward explanation of the concept to confirm and clarify the student's observation. And last, assign your students some passages for living books to practice that concepts. So, it is important to assess grammars because a lot of things we could do if we know how to construct grammar properly. So, in assessing grammars, assessor should follow the fundamental terms and concepts associated with the teaching and assessing grammar. So, here are the following key terms and concepts in assessing grammar. So first, the grammaring. Second, grammaticalization. Third, error correction and feedback. Fourth, spoken and written grammar. Fifth, grammatical assessment. And sixth, pedagogical issues. So, when we say pedagogical issue, it relates to teaching. So, in teaching, lot of things we could do and lot of issues to cope up. But, as what we believe that every problem, there must be a corresponding solution. So, as what we relate to the pedagogical issues, there is also some ways on how to cope up this issue. And this time, I will show you of what will be the strategies to cope up that issues. So, pedagogical issues. So first, instructors cannot assume background knowledge of cultural references. Second, skills learned in high school abroad may not match those expected by instructor used to teaching students. Some skills may be far advanced and others may be less advanced. Then, classroom participation and engagement strategies will be unfamiliar to some students. Then, a fast pace of lectures make effective note-taking difficult for students, particularly for non-native speaker language. Then, amount and complexity of academic reading and writing may take more time for non-native native speaker of English. Then, non-native speakers of English may fall behind in classroom participation, especially in the beginning weeks of the class. So, strategies to cope up the issues. So, first, provide clear guidelines for participation and allow time for participation learning curve. For example, a trial period before participation points can be accrued. Then, provide specific and clear instructions about policies, grading, and all assignments, both orally and writing. Then, be ever explicit about your classroom practices, including expecting students to ask questions if they do not understand, valuing differences in student experiences and preparation. Then, be prepared for gaps in understanding and view them as opportunities for review, collaboration, and discussion. And then, use a lecture pace that allows times for note-taking and checks for comprehensions as above. And last, begin with a brief recap of the previous lecture or review the overreacting narrative of the course regularly. So, that would be all for the strategies how to cope up the ICUs. So, that would be all